Top of the morning, top of the morning. It's Big Wednesday. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Y'all know what time it is. It's Big Wednesday. Hey, I'm in a different setting right now. Usually I'm in the talk studio. Today I am in the TGN Sports Studio. Why? Because, lost track of what day it was and took my kids to school and daycare, and it's right around the corner from the studio. There's no way I would have made it to the talk studio in time, so I had to call an audible this morning, and I'm in live from TGN Sports Studio. I'm excited because I don't think I've ever broadcast from this particular new sports studio that we have at our HQ. So hey, today is a new day. It's a new energy, and I'm excited to be here. I'm excited to have this experience. So it's Big Wednesday nonetheless, and y'all know what today is. More importantly, it is the best day of your life. If you don't believe so, then you don't even have a chance at that possibly being true. That's the worst part about you not understanding what today is. And the worst part about you not really taking advantage of today is that if you do not, you limit your opportunities. And opportunities are everything in life. Opportunities are everything in life. I'm going to say it again. Opportunities are everything. And how you create those opportunities, how you manifest those opportunities are most important. And here's the best thing. I think it really is going to go good with today's topic. Because today's topic we're talking about when you don't feel like it. What do you do when you don't feel like it? And this topic came from somebody asked me a question recently. They say, man, how do you find motivation when you're not motivated? And my simple answer was just act like I'm motivated anyways. So when I don't feel like doing something, I still do it. It's really no secret sauce, ladies and gentlemen. Like, if you know you're supposed to do something, I mean, we've all been there before. It's like going to work. Most people don't want to go to work every day, but you do it anyway because you understand the overall benefit of your paycheck if you're going to work, if you're keeping your job. So it's just like anything else that's required to progress. If you don't feel like doing it, so what? So what you don't feel like doing it? Do you feel like being successful? Do you feel like making your dreams come true? Do you feel like achieving all your goals? That answer is always yes. So therefore, even if you don't feel like it, it doesn't matter. You must follow through on the task anyways. Sometimes you got to convince yourself. I became a good liar to myself. Start telling myself lies until they became my actual reality. You start telling yourself, hey, I'm a more patient person when you're not patient. You start telling yourself you're making more money when you're not making more money. It's called manifestation of self. Now, we all talk about manifestation of things, but what about manifestation of self? Oh my gosh, nobody thinks about that. What type of personality traits would you like to have? Would you like to be less lazy? Would you like to feel like it more often? So just as I just said, a lot of times you just got to convince yourself that you do feel like it. That's it. There's no secret sauce, like I said, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to do the things just like other people don't want to do things. I say it in my runs all the time. I don't feel like running. I know just how you sitting there and don't feel like running. I don't feel like running either. I don't like running as much as the next person. But I do it anyways because I understand the result is more important than what I feel like. Let me say that again. The result is more important than what I feel like. I really hope y'all understand what I'm saying when I say this. The result is more important than what I feel like. Using an example, once again, when you got kids, if you have children, you may not feel like cooking. You may not feel like doing what's required, but you are going to do it because you know it's necessary. So your goals and your dreams, your ideas, your life journey is just as important as that job. It's just as important as a kid. You got to put it on the same priority list and say, hey, even though I don't feel like doing it, it's mandatory that I do this in order to reach my goals, to reach the success that I want for myself. And if you don't do it when you don't feel like it, well, that's the threshold right there, ladies and gentlemen. That's the difference between most people. That's the difference between most people is doing things when they don't feel like it. That's the difference right there. I got to say top of the morning to my people in the chat. My brother Uno has joined the chat top of the morning. He said, you just got to put one foot in front of the other. I know what he's talking about. He said, remember the persistence pays off to an overarching goal or inspiration. New Black History Makers is in the building. Well, they're not in the building, but they're in the chat. So good morning to Jazz. Make sure they had their first show Friday. It was a huge success. I'm excited to see what they talk about this Friday. I know they said they're going to be talking about minivans, and it's crazy because now that I have kids, I had to, that's a thought that runs through my mind. When you get two kids, you start thinking about minivans. So I'm trying to stay out of here, but they're going to be talking about it this Friday. So I'm excited. Uno says, I'll get me a 6-pack and make these clothes fit. See, what is your goal? Here it is. I think that some people don't put their goal on a high enough pedestal. Let me say this again. When you write down your priority list, where is your goals on that priority list? And I'm not talking about, I just want to, make a few bucks. I'm talking about real life goals. What is your real life goals when determining what it is that you actually must do? See, when you write down the goals, the path is laid out for you. I'm going to say it again. When you write down the goals, the path is laid out for you. See, it's not the path that's the problem. The problem is that you don't feel like following the path. You don't feel like sticking to the script. You woke up and your back was hurting this morning. You woke up and you didn't sleep well, so you got a neck pain. You woke up and you didn't eat. Oh my God, this is going on. I've been listening to a lot of motivational people over my lifetime, and I ran across this guy called David Goggins. If y'all have never heard of him, check him out. And I mean, he is really aggressive with his motivation, which I like. I like aggressive motivation. I like people telling me like, yo, you lazy, you're not getting to it. That's the only reason why you're not successful is because you're not putting in the work. Like, I love that. I don't like to hear other things. Oh, well, because of these circumstances. Some people say, well, I didn't grow up like that, or I didn't have access to this, or I didn't have the money. Listen, there's a lot of people, and we've seen this before, there's a lot of people who've had less than you have currently right now and done more with what they had than you have and what you have, and you have more. The difference is they did what was necessary when they didn't feel like it. Your feelings, let me tell you right now, your feelings will stop you from grand success. I'm going to say it again. Your feelings will stop you from grand success. I'm looking in the chat right here. It's my brother Brandon. The Compton City Treasurer is in the building. It wasn't Jazz, so I apologize. It was Brandon. Thanks for tuning in, my brother. I'm really looking forward to this minivan conversation on Friday. But yes, it's like the difference between the people who are majorly successful is that they don't care about how they feel. Do you understand what I said? They don't care about how they feel. They only care about what they do. They don't care how they feel about what they do. Some people's reason why they're not successful is because they're tired. Some people's reasons why they're not successful because they value sleep too much. Some people's reason why they're not successful is just simply because they don't feel like it. And they do what they feel like doing instead of doing what's necessary. I'm going to say it again. They do what they feel like doing instead of doing what's necessary. Your dreams, your goals don't care about how you feel. Money don't care about how you feel. The future does not care about how you feel and only cares about what you are actually doing. So next time you face with that situation like, I don't feel like it today, you must force yourself and you must convince yourself that you do feel like it. You must drag your ass to the office, drag your ass to the studio, drag your ass to the gym. Drag yourself to the place where you know you're going to progress. See, and what happens is because they don't feel like they're going to win today, they miss out on their opportunities. I'm going to give you an example. Over the weekend, we met a very important person, which was the owner of the building. We've never met the owner of the building. We only dealt with building managers. You know, when you get to a certain point, you don't even get to meet the person at the top. You just, you know what I'm saying? You meet all the people, who's doing the business in between. And we just happened to be here on a Saturday. She just happened to be coming by. Saw Mike Hale, sparked the conversation, came in the office. Long story short, the opportunity for us to expand has become much greater because now we have a personal relationship with the owner. That personal relationship, and I said it on my last show, relationships are more valuable than money because that relationship that I have now with the owner, when we asking for a deal, when we're asking for an opportunity and we get lucky, the opportunity is going to be in front of us because we was able to make the connection. And I bring this up because we came in on a Saturday, that was on our day off, where we didn't feel like it, but we knew it was necessary for us to come in on Saturday for us to progress, and their opportunity was awaiting us. See, most people say, oh, what's the big deal? Because the opportunity has not formatted yet. But I myself, I always see steps ahead. I understand there's a process to everything, even relationships, even to luck, even to opportunities. There's a process. You must go through a process. I realized on that Saturday, we all realized this is the beginning of a new opportunity because now we've met the person in charge. Now we have a personal relationship with the person in charge. Guess what that's going to mean? That's going to mean that we'll probably get lucky when the time comes because we've formatted that opportunity, even though we didn't feel like it. We had to force ourselves to come in on a day off, and we was here for like 4 hours, a 4-hour meeting. I use that to just as an example, say you never know what's awaiting you. So it's so important to just show up anyways. You know, I remember telling people, when I first started going to the gym back in the day, I used to get in the habit of just showing up to the gym. So sometimes, this is real talk, I will pull up to the parking lot, and tell me if y'all never done this. I pulled up to the parking lot and I wouldn't even go into the gym. I was like, you know what? Even if I don't go into the gym, I have to at least show up because I know that that's a part of the battle. I don't feel like going to the gym, but let me go pull up in the park. Let me go pull up to the gym. At least I'll be a lot closer to making that decision. Most of the time, 75% of the time, I force myself into the gym. Even if I do a small workout, even if I do in there for 30 minutes, I've maximized on my opportunity. Sometimes I wouldn't even go into the gym for real, but I would practice the habit of doing what I didn't want to do anyways. See, there's a part of the process that everybody must learn. And a part of the process of success is learning how to do what you don't feel like doing. Learning how to get through that feeling. Learning how to get up when you don't feel like getting up. Learning how to show up when you don't feel like showing up. Doing what you don't feel like doing. Next time you say, I don't feel like it, the other self should say, so what? You don't feel like it? So what? Guess who cares that you don't feel like it? Nobody. Nothing. Your feelings don't matter when it comes to how successful you want to be. Jump to the chat. My brother Uno says, the days when you don't feel like doing it and you do it is just as important, if not more important, than the days when you got the energy to get up and go. Yes, because I agree with you, Uno. The days you don't feel like it are usually the days that matter most, because that's the day that you win. That's the day you prove to yourself that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what the obstacle is. And sometimes the obstacle is yourself. Do you hear what I just said? Sometimes the obstacle is yourself. The very thing that's stopping you from greatness is probably you. It ain't your financial situation. It ain't where you live. It ain't because of how you grew up. It ain't because of none of that. It's 100% because of you. You know, I was telling Jackie the other day, I said, why I respect the Latino community so much, to a large degree, because, you know, most people get out here, and I'm just going to use that example, people who want restaurants and chefs or whatnot, you know, they'll get out here and be like, man, well, you know, I'm not going to start, you know, I can cook, but I'm not going to start a restaurant until maybe I get a truck, or I'm saving to get a truck, or I'm saving to do this and saving to do that. And I was like, you know, I really respect that people get out here on the corner, you know, and just set up and sell tacos on the street until they get a truck. They go through the process that's necessary. You think they feel like staying out there at night till midnight? You think they feel like being out there after the club in downtown LA selling hot dogs? You think they feel like it with their kids? It don't matter what they feel like. And I've seen them, man. Listen, there's a man, Jose, who his restaurant is right across the street from our talk studio and our Latinx studio. And we've been there since 2017, and I was able to see his story grow. And I'm sharing his story because I always tell him it was so amazing. My man was used to sell tacos right in front of the studio. I mean, he did it for maybe like 2 years. I mean, he got like a Nipsey Hussle story, no lie. He was out there cold. It'd be cold at him and his wife. It'd be cold. I'd be like, damn, I'm getting tacos. I'm freezing. I'm like, how is this dude out here? I'm like, how long you gonna be out here? He'd be like, I might be out here till 11 o'clock. I might be out till 12 o'clock. And I would talk to him all the time. I would give him free hats and free merch. And he would always, hook me up with tacos. And we just built a relationship. Long story short, that man, it was a restaurant across the street. It was a building across the street for rent. And he sat out there and made that money for 2 years until he was able to rent that building across the street. And now he has a full restaurant. And I'm telling you this because he did what was necessary, ladies and gentlemen. He did what was necessary in order for him to grow into what it was he needed to do. It took him 2 years selling tacos on the street before he got that restaurant. And I was able to see it. I was able to see the grind. My man was out there all the time. He didn't make no excuses. He got to it. You think he felt like it? You think he felt like being up making tacos all night? No. But that's the type of grind that's necessary. And that's why he's got the success he has. That's why he now has a restaurant he has. Most people are afraid to go through the process. They feel like it may take too long. And they don't feel like going through the process because the process might take too long. I'm going to tell you right now, if you don't feel like it and you continue to do what you feel like doing, listen, let me tell you something. Your feelings are always going to want you to do nothing. You're going to always want to relax. Always want to chill. It's funny because most people become entrepreneurs, right? And it's funny because I talk to new entrepreneurs and they want to work for themselves and they feel like, oh, well, if I'm an entrepreneur, I'll have more time freedom. If I'm an entrepreneur, I can work when I want to. I can work in my free time. I can work when I feel like it. Sadly mistaken, ladies and gentlemen. Sadly mistaken. Just how most people felt like if they would work from home, it'd be less to do. And they realize it's just as much, if not more. The hard work is necessary, no matter how you feel. The hard work is necessary, no matter how you feel. How would you feel if you went to the doctor and the doctor today was supposed to perform surgery and they said, I don't feel like performing surgery today, so I'm not going to do it? It's that serious, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to jump to the chat here because my brother Uno's back in. He says, everyone got the gas to go in the beginning, the end, or all the high points. What about in the middle, the obstacle, or when complacency arises? My saying for that, bro, I always say, is what you do past the point of excitement that makes a difference. What you do past the point of excitement makes a difference. It's very easy to feel like it at the beginning. And trust me, we've went through this more times than not. Every time we sign a new show to the network, they super excited. 4 months from now, the excitement fades. And that's when I start judging shows. That's when I start judging the capacity to be successful. That's when I start looking at how is this person going to make it? That's when I start looking at how is this person going to format these feelings now? Because now it's not exciting. You don't feel like it as much as you used to. Now it's become a thing that you got to do. Now it's become another thing on your plate. That's why most people quit at anything, and especially in this game, because the most important thing you must be in this industry is consistent. After that, you must evolve. You must be evolving, and most people don't want to change because they don't feel like changing either. Most people don't feel like evolving. Most people don't feel like changing or rethinking what they're doing. They feel like, well, I've thought it all the way through. Fact of the matter is, it requires you to change along the process, and people, like Uno says, skip the middle because that's the requirement to change. Most people want to start and get a fast track to the end. A fast track to the end so they can skip the not feel like it. Like most people want to sign up for the gym, right? And they think if they sign up for the gym, they're automatically going to get in shape. You think the gym membership is going to get them in shape. They think, because when they went to the gym and they got the membership, they were motivated. They felt like it, right? on that day. I feel like it. I feel like I'm going to do this. 2 months from now, they don't feel like it no more. So they stop going to the gym. They start wasting money until eventually they just decide to close that membership. Past the point of excitement, ladies and gentlemen, that's where success is bred. Past the point of excitement. Everybody's excited at the beginning. Everybody's excited when it first starts. Everybody's excited until they don't feel like it. And that's when excitement starts to fade. And guess what? That's okay. See, when you know that that's a part of the journey, you can prepare for that. How are you prepared for the times you don't feel like it? What are you going to do at the times you don't feel like it? And here's the other thing. Don't complain. Stop complaining. There's nothing worse than a person complaining about the job that they decided to have. There's nothing worse than that. I'm going to say it again. There's nothing worse than a person complaining about their job that they decided to have. You decided to work there, and now you're complaining. You decided to be employed at that place, and now you're complaining. You decided to sign up, you're complaining. Like as if you can't stop right now, as if you can't stop today. Listen, if you won't stop doing what it is that's making you complain, then stop complaining. Stop complaining. It's not doing nothing for you. Matter of fact, if you're complaining about what it is you're doing, if you complain about anything in your life that you decided to do, I'm gonna say it again. How can you complain about something that you decided to do? This was your choice, and you continue making the choice. You continue deciding to do what you don't want to do. That is all up to you. That has nothing to do with nobody else. That has nothing to do with the job. That has nothing to do with your supervisor. That has nothing to do with anything. You make the decision. The only thing you cannot decide is your family. Everything else is up to you. You decide your friends. You decide your partner. You decided where you work. You decided everything. You decided to listen to the show. You decided to eat at that restaurant. Everything is up to you. And when you realize that it is all your choice, you start forcing responsibility back up on yourself and realizing that you have the control. And then you'll start doing things that you feel like doing more often. See, I wouldn't say I got lucky. Some people can say, well, you're lucky because you do what you love to do. And I tell people this is a process. This was a process. See, what I did was I did things that I didn't want to do so I can do what I wanted to do. I'm going to say it again. I did things that I did not want to do to be able to do what I want to do. But because I had my goals aligned, because I knew where I was headed, it was easy for me to do those things because I knew the purpose. When I used to work at KBC, KLOS, and radio stations, people used to be in there and complain all day. I never complained. I was being there like, this is cool. Like, I know my path. I know why I'm here. When I start complaining about, I don't need to be here anymore. When you start complaining, you should leave. You should monitor yourself and say, if I'm complaining about something too much, my time has passed. See, but that's a real reality nobody want to deal with. Nobody want to face that. Because all that's required for you to not do what you don't feel like doing no more, the only thing that's required is for you to change. Change your decision. Change what you're doing. Change your daily actions. Instead of listening to music all day, listen to a book. Listen to an audio. Listen to a podcast. Hell, if you listen to podcasts all day, listen to something else. Change your habits. I say it all the time. Change your habits. I understand not feeling like doing the things that you signed up for after you didn't signed up for them. You know, some people have this FOMO situation, fear of missing out, or even fear of quitting. I know I was dealing with that at one point. Like, I was so afraid to quit things because I'm not a quitter, right? Because I got to prove to myself that I'm not a quitter. And I realized that a lot of things wasn't about quitting. It was about transitioning. It's not about quitting. It's about transitioning. You quit when you stop, but when you transition to something else, that's a part of the process. Monitor how you feel about what you're doing today. If you don't feel like doing what you're about to do today, you're honestly doing something wrong. I'm going to say it again. If you don't feel like doing what you're about to do today, you are doing something very, very wrong. Very wrong. You're hurting yourself. You are hurting yourself. You're hurting your goals. And more importantly, you're hurting your future. If you don't feel like doing it, but you know it's necessary for your success, make the decision that you do feel like doing it. Prove to yourself that you're willing to do what's necessary and not what's desired. I'm going to say it again. Prove to yourself that you're willing to do what's necessary and not what's desired. Some people go on diets, and you know how difficult that is, because your desire and what's necessary is two different things. You may desire that cheesecake, but you know you're not supposed to eat that. So you got to do what's necessary. You got to eat the salad or whatever you're supposed to eat. The fact of the matter is, you know the purpose. Even if you don't feel like it, you do it anyway because you know the purpose of the goal is to lose weight, right? Discipline will allow you to do the things you don't feel like doing every time. Y'all want to know what the key is? I just told you. The key is discipline. The key is discipline. Discipline, repetition, put it in your subconscious. It will allow you to do things that you don't even feel like doing. And you will do them anyways. You'll do them without thinking about it. It won't even cost you any more energy. My mom always says when you're doing what you're supposed to do, it's easy. It's simple. The changes are easy to make. The transitions are easy to make. And you can feel like it's right. As we end the show today, I'm going to tell you right now, do not let fear slip in and make you not feel like you're doing it. Because those feelings, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, that's the devil's playground. Hey, you don't feel like getting up today. You don't feel like going to do this. Just don't do it. Just take these days off. You deserve a day off, right? Start convincing yourself of other things. Hey, everybody needs a break, right? Everybody, like you start playing that in your mind, and you start telling yourself a story that you should believe, so you could justify your weak ass actions. You could justify not doing shit, so you could justify being lazy, so you could justify nothingness. Don't allow that to seep in. Do what you don't feel like doing anyways, when you know it's necessary for success. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. I appreciate my time here. Man, it went by fast. It's my first time, like I said, broadcasting out of the new TGN Sports studio. So I'm happy, I got this, I guess I've now officially broadcasting to every studio again, and I will continue to do that as we continue to grow. But nevertheless, it's been real, and I really want y'all to take that. I know you don't feel like doing it today, but you must get at it, because today might be the opportunity that you've been waiting on. Today could be the day, and you missing out by taking today off, by making a lazy day, by just not doing what you know is necessary to be done. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been real. Top of the morning. Y'all enjoy Wednesday. It's Big Wednesday. It's the biggest day of the week. Big Wednesday. Make sure y'all go out there and get at it. Success awaits for you, should I say. All right, y'all, I'm out.